Hello everyone, my name is Valerie Merchant. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video on how I blend my colors on the pages that I use in my adult coloring book. And I'm also going to give a brief, show a brief on some of the supplies that I use. Okay, so first of all, what you want to do is you want to choose the material you want to use. I usually use these here color pencils. Any brand color pencil will do. You can use the Crayola color pencils, not Crayola color markers. I said Crayola markers in a previous video, and I apologize for saying that because they're not Crayola markers. Although they have markers from Crayola people who make Crayola do have markers, but what I meant to say was Crayola color pencils. That's what I meant to say, and that's what these are. Crayola color pencils, not markers, but pencils. So I apologize if I confused anyone on that issue. That's my fault. So my apologies for that. If color pencils from Crayola crayons. So they make crayons and they make pencils and they make markers. But I meant to say pencils, not markers. And I also use these twistables by Crayola company. And all you do here is you just twist it at the top here, and your color comes down right there. If you can see that. You see the colors come down on the bottom right there. And they work just like your color pencils do. And you can use watercolor pencils. They're color pencils, but they're like watercolors. And what you do is, let me open this up. Whoop. Let me show you. What you do is you take a blank sheet of paper, and I'm gonna take the red, for instance. And let me grab a red. I'm gonna grab a red, if it'll let me. And I'm gonna color that there red. And I'm gonna get what's called a water brush. You can get at any Michael's or Joann's. And let me come in a little and show you. And you can probably get them at Hobby Lobby as well. And just squeeze the water from the brush, and it gives it that watercolor reaction there. Okay, and I'm gonna grab another one, say this green one. I'm gonna color green next to it. You don't have to use water, you can just use it plain. But if you want some a good blending, see how that blends? You can use this here, and this is called watercolor pencils from DeWitt. Okay, I use this one here. It's called Portfolio Water Soluble Oil Pastels, and this acts the same way as the color pencils. And how it works is it comes in this little trays here. And of course I've been using them, as you can see. And I'm going to take a red one here, and I'm going to do the same thing. That's your orange. And let me bring you in a little bit closer. And I'm going to take my water brush. I'm going to smear that out. I'm going to spread that out. It turns into a watercolor. Look how beautiful that is. You can also blend it. I'm going to take some orange here, and I'm going to blend that right next to that. And that comes out beautifully, just like that. You can use these also, but you just have to monitor how much water you use on your page, because the water will go through your page. And if you don't have anything on the other side of your page, it's fine. But if you have another picture on the other side of your page that you want to color, you might want to kind of be careful how much water that you use. And I also use what's called Tim Holtz Distress Markers. This is an ink. It's an ink marker, and it's also water soluble, and it goes on like this. And you use your water brush for this one here as well, and it blends out too, just like that, same exact way. So there's a lot of mediums you can use with your coloring or adult coloring books. You can use all these different mediums and to color your pages in your book. And by the way, you can also use oil pastels. This is the same thing as the other one, but only this one here, it's not water soluble. This is just plain old oil pastel. And this one comes out nice and creamy, and you can blend it with your finger just like that. And I'm going to take an orange and add it next to that one, and you can blend it like this here. That's how that one works. And it gets on your finger, so you might want to wipe your finger off too. But that's how this one, you can use this also. And if you want to use, you can use just about anything you want, long as you know how to use it. You have to know how to blend it, and you get pretty much the same results. Okay, but it's a lot of fun once you learn how to use the colors and how to blend them and how to coordinate the colors so that they match. You're pretty much on your way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, you can also use Crayola crayons too. Just regular Crayola, good old-fashioned Crayola crayons works just as well if you can't afford the other stuff, for now, and you want to jump in and get started. You can use some good old-fashioned Crayolas too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this flower right here, and I'm going to use a Crayola crayon and show you how to blend. I'm going to take yellow, orange, and I'm going to take red, these three colors, and I'm going to start right here on this crayon, on this flower here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the yellow first, and I'm going to blend that in right there in the middle. I might even bring it down some. And I'm going to take this orange, and I'm going to pop that orange in right there at the top, very lightly at first. Okay? And I'm going to put a little orange down here on the bottom too, to bring that flower out. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to add some more yellows to some of the other flowers. This is kind of like your highlight, just to get this a little going here. And I'm going to take some more orange, and I'm going to blend those in just like this around that yellow, and on the bottom at the top here, like I say, around the yellow. We're going to put all that in. You see that? Now I'm going to go a little bit harder on the orange and darken it up right here on the bottom, because I want all that. Can you see that's popping out right there on the bottom? And I'm going to do the same here at the top. Match really, really hard. Put some pressure on it. Then I'm going to come in and go around the edges of the flower line. And there you have it. Now I'm going to come in with some red. And the red, I'm going to go on the bottom here. I'm going to mash a little and bring it up. And that's going to make the orange pop, as you can see. See, now you see it's really coming through. And I'm going to do the same thing here at the top, because I want that top part to show. And I'm going to come down here on the edge where the line is to give it some definition. Bring this up a little more, and you can see that color's popping through. Now, if you want some more definition, I'm gonna grab, say, this what color is this? This is blue violet, and I'm gonna come down here at the bottom, and I'm gonna come up some more. I'm gonna add some darker color here on the bottom, and I'm gonna bring that up. And then I add some pressure. Then I'm gonna come a little bit softer here and bring it up some more, and there you have it. And I might even add a little here and there, little sprinkles, a little bit here and a little bit there on the edges to bring the flower out. You see, I'm gonna bring that in and let you take a look. That's how it looks up close. Okay, let me get that in the camera so you can see it. Oops, sorry. Woo! What am I doing here? Okay, that's how that looks. Sorry guys, I'm still trying to learn how to work my camera. I should be a pro at it by now, but okay, there you have it right there. Let me get it in there. There you have it. Okay, and so what you want to do is you want to do that whole flower. Now this part right here, I'm just going to take some red and I'm just going to lightly color that red right there. What that is. A little bit more pressure. Then I'm going to come at the bottom and make it darker, and a little darker here at the top and on the edge. Just like that. Then you come over here and you do the same thing. You use your yellow. Then I come in with my orange and I go from the bottom up and from the top, and I kind of blend it lightly into the yellow. Bring it from the bottom and blend it lightly into the yellow. Then I come back with my red, and then I pull this up just like that. Come around the top, bring it down, bring it up, okay. Then I come in and I take the blue violet again, and I do the same thing. I just come up, it's a darker color, and just come up around the edges. And you can just add a little here and just a little splotch there, and there's your color. That's the way I color my flowers. You can do the same, you get the same effect with color pencil. It's the exact same thing, but only instead of using Crayola crayon, you're using color pencils. Okay, so yeah, this is, I'm sorry if everything is kind of like that, but you know, the way I usually work with my camera on the right hand side, but this time I had to put it over on the left side, because when I work with it on the right hand side, my hand was in front of the flower and you weren't able to see. So I had to stop that and get rid of that video and start all over again, so that you can actually see how it colors. So that's why it's the way it is, and that's why it seemed kind of awkward, because it's on the left hand side. So it's like it's kind of dizzy. So that's the way I blend that flower, you know. And on the other side here, you can do the exact same thing. You do the exact same thing. The exact same thing. You can color it all here yellow, and we're going to put some orange just like that. You put your orange in, and now since this flower is on the inside, we're going to try to make it a little bit darker with the orange. And I'm going to take this here, the violet, and I'm going to go around the ends right here, just like that. Just come up just a little bit, just like that. And there you have it. Then you have that little shadow there that's right between the flower and the inside right there, you know. And that's the way I color my flowers, you know, or anything else. And yeah, so like I said, you don't have to go get the expensive color pencils. Crayolas will do wonderfully. They're cheaper, and as long as you know how to blend them, you'll get the same results you do with the color pencils. But if you want to get the color pencils like these, go right ahead on and get them. You know, go ahead and get your color pencils and your watercolor, or however you want to use your water soluble portfolio oil pastels, and hey, put it together the way you want to. You know, it's like I said before, it's your flower. Make it however you want to make it. Oh, and by the way, I want to show you guys some one of the pictures that I did in my video, the natural color, my adult coloring book, Natural Inspiring Color Nature. And this is one of the flowers that I made. Okay, it came from the book, and I used color pencils for this one, and I used my distress ink around the edges here. Okay, let me bring you in on that one. Okay, let that straighten up. There we go. Now I used white, and I used pink, and I used a red color. And you want to make sure your colors match, you know, that they coordinate. And you just blend them, just like I showed you on the other page. You just blend them together. And the dark areas that you see in here, I used sometimes I use black, or I'll use an ink pen, and I will put that ink down in there and smear it with my finger like this, and that will make the shadows pop down in there. And when you use the distress markers, when you put that on, it stays wet for just long enough for you to go like this, you know, and bring that color out and make it blend in with the color pencils. But mixing the colors together, the crayons and the watercolor pencils and the water soluble, they all work together. So you can just buy it, experiment with it, and you'll have a lot of fun with it. It'll show you exactly what you can do. You can really have fun with it. And these here are stencils that I bought from the store that I just painted the background with gray paint, and then I put a stencil over it and went over it with some black ink. Let me see, I think I have a few minutes to show that to you. Because like I said, you can make your background anything you want to. You can make it any way you want. You can add to the background anything you want, because the page was just this and this. It was just these two flowers. And so what I did was I colored the two flowers in, like I said, painted the background with gray paint, filled it in gray paint, painted a border around it with black paint, and I used this here stencil. It's a, let me see. It's a stencil, and it's from Tim Holtz Collections. You can get this at Michael's or Joann's, and it's a stencil of a clock. And what I did was I took this stencil, and I set it right there, just like that. And I took a black ink pad. It's just like this one here, but only it's black. This one says black. This one says Wild Honey, but it's actually, let me show you. Yeah, it's black. I'm running out of time here. It's black, and you can even use black paint and just put it on like that. Use your blending tool and just go like this here. And when you remove it, you'll have the image will be transferred on like that. And that's the way I did that. And I have more pictures in the book, and I'm going to do that in another video, and I'm going to show you how they all look. But in the meantime, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope I didn't go too fast, you know, and I hope you all got something from this And that's the way I blend my flowers. That's the way I blend the colors for my flowers in my coloring book. So if you guys have any comments or you have any questions,